Welcome to Managing Group Dynamics by GroupD. GroupD consists of Lee, Tyler, Jacob, Aaron, and Kay. Let's get started. Let's discuss the roles of our team members. Kay covered types of teams. Jacob will be covering critical considerations for self-directed work teams. Lee will be covering the benefits and challenges by team member diversity. Tyler will be explaining how leadership styles can impact team effectiveness. And Aaron will be explaining maximizing creativity within teams. Our group norms. Our group norms were established through our team charter and the group forum. Completing designated work and assigned tasks on time were very, very important to all members of our team. Equal distribution of the work seemed like a great way for each member to have creativity in the process. And showing respect for others is absolutely something that we really felt was crucial and critical for the team to grow and be creative. Periodic check-ins and updates were also really, really important to make sure we were all on the same page. Let's jump in. Types of teams. There are two main types of teams: parallel teams and self-directed teams. Parallel teams keep the power with the manager. The manager tells people what to do, and they're the ones that really truly make the decisions. And on self-directed teams, the power lies within the team members themselves. So they can make decisions over what resources are used and how things are implemented. So that's a definite difference between the two. Parallel teams can be further broken down into functional teams and cross-functional teams. Functional teams work very much like a relay race. One team will start and complete one piece of the project, and then they'll pass on to the next person or the next team, and they'll complete the next step, and then they pass on to the next team. They might get together at the end for final assembly, or they might not get together at all, but they very much work like a relay race model. Cross-functional teams, on the other hand, they have representatives from various functions within the company, and they are able to maximize the efficiency. They have different knowledge levels and different areas of expertise, and they work very, very well towards completing something, a complex problem, solving that type of a thing. Team members are often assigned to multiple groups when they're in a cross-functional on a cross-functional team, and they have absolute higher levels of authority and responsibility. Types of self-directed work teams. Self-directed work teams, they're self-regulating. They have a variety of knowledge and skills among members, and they have the power to make decisions and lead themselves. Now I'm going to pass off to Jacob.
Thank you, Kay. My name is Jacob Olson, and I'm here to talk about critical considerations for self-directed work teams. There are several characteristics of a self-directed work team. They're self-regulated, they have shared leadership, and they maintain their own resources. This is opposite of the parallel structure. There's many pitfalls to a self-directed work team, but what they all really sum up into is improper preparation, such as the insufficient training, not preparing the people because they'll test the system, and preparing your corporate culture to accept this new way of working. Again, the costs all tie to preparation, getting the team in place, and making sure that it works properly. There are also many positives to a self-directed work team, and these all really tie to increased quality, output improvement, and better employee retention and attraction. The improved work methods and increased staffing flexibility are created through the diversity and well-trained teams. The final two benefits are enhanced decision-making and reduced supervision support requirement. The enhanced decision-making is developed through the increased employee caliber your improved work methods, and the diversity that's created through the equality of the team. The reduced supervision support requirement is built through the proper training of each employee that's involved in the self-directed work team and allowing them to do their job as they should. Thank you for your time. My name is Jacob Olson again. These are my references. I'm going to pass off.
Thank you, Jacob. Hello, my name is Erin Thurnis, and I'm going to be discussing the concept of maximizing creativity in teams. Creativity involves the power to originate, to break away from the existing ways of looking at things, and to move freely in the realm of imagination and to create new ideas. Unfortunately, there are many barriers that can prevent creativity from thriving and block the free use of imagination. Perception, culture, and emotion stand as barriers to the free use of our creative imaginations. Perceptual barriers are those that blind us to the hidden dimensions of an issue. People are often accustomed to perceiving things in their own ways, often making it difficult to see new meanings, relationships, and ideas, and this can inhibit their ability to remain flexible and encourage innovative thinking. Another barrier to creativity is cultural expectations, and cultural behavior patterns can act as a barrier to creativity. For example, in many cultures, conforming is more important than standing up or fighting for your own ideas. This can make someone less likely to speak up and give creative ideas, but rather conform to group ideas and hinder creativity. In addition, the perceptual and cultural barriers to creativity, there are also personal emotional barriers which get in the way of our creative abilities. This can be things such as fear of making a mistake, difficulty taking risk of being, or fear of being wrong, and fear of judgment. However, despite these tough barriers, there are specific techniques we can use to encourage creativity and foster an open, engaging environment. 4 specific techniques that can be used are idea needlers, manipulative verbs, association and metaphors, and analogy. Idea needlers are questions that can ask the group in order to view the problem differently and spark varying viewpoints. Additionally, manipulative verbs can be substituted to change the meaning of something in order to look at it differently. The use of association and metaphors is another tool that can be used to help look at things in new ways. When we use concepts such as most like or least like, we are using association. Metaphors associate unlike phenomena and help us visualize concepts. An additional way to increase creativity is the use of analogy. The use of analogies, a comparison between things that are similar in some respects but quite different in others, helps us open our perceptions to other useful concepts. There are also many other steps you can take to help get your creative juices flowing. I will cover 5 specific steps you can take to help solve problems creatively. Uncovering your creative genius requires courage and practice, but anyone can learn to be creative using these 5 steps. This 5-step approach helps demystify the creative process and illuminate the path to more innovative thinking. When you are unable to think of a creative idea, consider these 5 suggestions. Trigger your unconscious by taking a break from conscious thinking can often lead to unlocking other ideas or insights. Often, new ideas come when working out or taking a shower. I often get some of my best ideas when I'm working out. Unfortunately, I often forget them by the time I'm done. Loosen your mind, relax and refresh. Let your mind wander a little. And break down problems. Turn them into smaller problems, a set of questions or simpler issues to solve one at a time. Research. Look to other sources for solutions to similar issues. Many problems have been faced before in similar contexts. Look to these examples for alternate solutions. And finally, ask questions. Ask questions such as, what are specific parts of the problem? Does one part affect the others? Can I apply knowledge from my past problems to this one? The right question, asked at the appropriate moment, can transform the unknown into new understanding, simplify complex issues, and stimulate leaps in imagination. Using these 5 steps to unlock creativity, along with the specific techniques mentioned, as well as breaking down any barriers to creativity, can help form groups in which members feel valued, appreciated, and free to be creative, encourage supportive communication, and foster a climate for creative problem solving, all of which will increase group success. Now I will turn over to Lee, who will discuss benefits and challenges presented by team member diversity.
Thank you, Aaron. Next, we'll be discussing the benefits and challenges associated with team diversity. Let's start off with the benefits. Diversity brings people together with various views and perspectives. Diversity results in several benefits, including greater creativity and innovation. Diverse groups consider and process facts more carefully than their similarly comprised groups. They are more likely to engage in constructive debate and greater deliberation. Combined, these factors lead to better decision-making outcomes. Diverse groups have stronger problem-solving capabilities because of their ability to generate new and creative ideas and solutions. Of course, there are challenges associated with team diversity as well. Diverse group members face challenges related to differing attitudes, goals, values, and expectations. These challenges include less effective communication. Ineffective communication may be due to differences in language use, nonverbal cues, and the interpretation of information. In addition, diverse group members' assumptions and stereotypes can negatively affect productivity and result in negative feelings and behaviors towards other group members. Together, these challenges present an increased potential for conflict within the diverse group, unless they are recognized and members work to overcome them. Next up, we have Tyler, who will be discussing leadership styles and the effect they have on team effectiveness.
Hi, I'm Tyler Lewis, and I'll be discussing the impact of leadership styles on team effectiveness. The 3 leadership styles I'll be going over are leader as technician, leader as conductor, and leader as coach. Now, the first one I'd like to talk about is leader as technician. Now, this can be seen as a more basic and direct form of leadership for someone who has expert knowledge or specialized skills in an area that the group defers to about difficult technical issues. Some of the pros to that are that it's a very useful strategy when leading with small technical groups. It's valued when dealing with advanced technical issues requiring expert knowledge rather than with someone who may just be fairly new to the group. And it's capable of being the most effective with short-term projects. Now, some of the cons to this are that the leader may be unable to resolve personal issues amongst group members as their leadership skills may be undeveloped in that area. They lack effectiveness in higher level or bigger picture decision making and can lead to the know-it-all attitude that causes a lot of friction between group members. The second one I'll talk about is leader as conductor. Now, this one tends to lean more towards micromanagement of the group, allowing not much of the individuality between certain tasks. But although it may be seen as an ineffective strategy, some of the pros are that it can be effective if balanced correctly between the autocratic and supportive leadership styles, and it's capable of improving performance and motivation and team effort, as the team members may want to work around the leadership style in order to complete their individual tasks. Now, some of the cons to this are that it lacks balance between the micromanagement and the laissez-faire attitude, and the individual may want to control or monitor each action of the group or individual itself. And it also promotes low motivation and a lack of interest in completing tasks because there may be so much friction between group and group leader. Now, the last one I'll talk about is leader as coach. Now, this can be seen as the most ideal strategy because it helps explain, demonstrate, and lead rather than ordering around. Now, leadership as coach, some of the pros for that are that it uses real-time situations to build skills, morale, and experience. It allows for group unification and a sense of purpose within each individual. It balances between the supportive and participative leadership styles and promotes growth in both personal and professional relationships. Now, the cons to this, if not properly maintained, can lead to groupthink and social loafing, which makes individuals less engaged in the decision-making process or have the careless, laid-back attitude. Well, I'd like to thank you. We'd all like to thank you for listening to our presentation today, and we hope that you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us via email or our group discussion board. And thank you.